Shalom, Yasharallah. All praises to the God of Israel, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kwandash, Rakathe Yahweh, Rakathe Yahushai, Rakathe Yahweh, Rakathe Yahushai, Rakathe Yahweh, Rakathe Yahushai. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, still teach well. Peace salutations to the hopeful elect, which are your Akim and your few Aquafium. The Most High's name is Yahweh. Yahweh is the God of the Israelites. His only begotten son's name is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is a so-called black man according to the King James Version Bible. And Yahweh Shai HaMashiach only died for the Israelites, beginning with the elect. The Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, including the Israelite foreigners, which are Israelites that look like the other nations. All right, so I'm going to get to 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. You see? So we're speaking in the ears of the Most High's people, which are the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, which are you listeners that are listening to this digital epistle. And, prophecy is the function of a prophet, and the function of a prophet is to prophesy. This is Revelation chapter 19 and verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou, do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship power, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. Let's go into that word testimony. Let's go into that word prophecy. So that word prophecy, it means the function of a prophet. So how a prophet operates is prophesying, prophecy. Another definition is the prediction of future events. Prediction of future events. And what's one of the prediction of future events? Let's go to Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And it reads, And he causeth all. Who's that he referring to? The wicked elite of Esau. Both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And what's the right hand chip? The right hand, that's the RFID chip. All right, and you got the brain chip as well. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And that's the barcode to this system, 666. And we know that the radio frequency identification microchip is the mark of the beast. And you also have the brain chip as well. Okay, so I have this article because remember, the Lord says, speak in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. But before we get into it, I want to get one more precept because it's a beautiful time that we're living at. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. And this is Angel Uriel. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. You see, so measure the time diligently. Now, what's one of the major prophecies in the scriptures? The mark of the beast. That's one of the major prophecies in the Bible. Now, this article is from Evening Standard, and I'm gonna read it. It says, Salakia, Satan is really trying to mess around with this. 1 second. Lawyers could have chips implanted in their brain in bid to cut legal costs. Now it says, neurotechnical advances could lead to clients being billed for units of attention, monitored by computers connected to lawyer's brain. You see, this is what Esau is doing. And this article is from Evening Standard, and this article came out 2 days ago, all right, which would be 18, 17, 16th of August. But let's play the video.
Lawyers could have chips implanted in their...
And that's the spirit. I'm ahead of the game. That song, I'm ahead of the game. You know, the men of the Lord are ahead of the game, really. Because, you know, they're measuring the time. Whereas people, scripture says a fool will not observe time.
Lawyers could have chips implanted in their brain in the future that calculate their legal costs. According to a report from the Law Society, neurotechnical advances could lead to clients being billed for units of attention that would be monitored by computers connected to lawyers' brains. Supporters of neurotechnology for lawyers have argued chips would improve efficiency by cutting legal costs and reducing the number of solicitors needed to work on complex cases. With skyrocketing hourly billing rates for legal advice becoming a concern, Professor Alan McKay, who wrote the report, said the technology might even prompt a move from billable hours to billable attention. But there are questions around the ethics of the technology. Dr. Kian Hardy, the Law Society's Director of Strategy, said that any such fusion...
This nigga talk too much. But anyways, they're going to put a chip. You already know what time it is.
...legal issues. Prompt a move from billable ethical and legal issues. It's ready to be begin to...
So anyways, you already see what's going on. Esau's trying to bring out his chip. So this thing is coming out soon, man. It's going to be a time where the system is going to turn cashless, okay? And we're warning you that it's coming. It says lawyers of the future could bill their clients by units of attention, monitored by computers directly connected to their brain. You see? That's the forehead chip, man, the brain chip, man. All right? A report from the Law Society suggests supporters of neurotechnology for lawyers have argued that corporate clients will press for chips as an insufficiency measure, you see? And this is not only going to be used for lawyers, they're going to use it on people in this system. They're going to tell people to put a chip inside their head and in their hand, as it would cut legal costs as well as reduce the number of solicitors needed to work on complex cases. You see, it says the report published last week forecasted that brain implants could become the iPhone of the future. Do you see that? Brain implants become the iPhone of the future, and most people in the world began these iPhones, iPhone 7, 8, and all this nonsense, man. All these iPhones, every single time it just updates. iPhone 9, iPhone 10. iPhone 20. Man, just buy an Android, man. You know, these iPhones, they're too much money, man. Let me get one in Sirach 18 and 27. A wise man will fear in everything, and in the day of sinning he will beware of offense. But a fool would not observe time, and that's 2/3 of our people. They're not observing time, man. They're not focusing on the times that what they're living in, man. They're saying that the brain chip could be the iPhone of the future. Skyrocketing hourly billing rates for legal advice is a concern in the city, where a radical technology solution to reducing costs significantly would be an attractive option to chief executives and board director reports. The report from Neurotechnology Law and the legal profession predicted lawyers might try to gain an advantage over competitors and try to stay ahead of increasingly capable artificial intelligence systems by using neurotechnology to improve their workplace performance. You see, and that's what's going to happen in people's work environment. They're going to start telling people to take a brain chip. So this thing is getting digital, man. A digital system. And there was even an article I read that the Bank of England is even focusing on making the system digital. So we're literally entering a cashless system. And also, I'm gonna get into this, but let me just read this. But it says he also pointed out that Elon Musk, and Elon Musk is the Edomite that is really focused on these brain chips, man. Elon Musk is that Edomite that's really, really focused on the brain chip. This devil right here, he's really, really focused on the brain chip. Okay, it says Elon Musk has been investigating neurotechnology for the past 8 years. This technology is coming, and we need to think about regulation. Action is needed now, and there are significant neurotech investors such as Elon Musk and Meta Facebook. So you see, Facebook is working on this too. They're all in it together. All right, that's why I'm gonna get a couple of scriptures now, okay? Because this is what Esau is doing, and really, Esau, he's making war against the man, the Lord, man. Because ultimately he wants to chip everyone, but the Lord is not going to allow this to happen. He wants to make people digital slaves, man. Because the elites, they want to control your mind. They want to be like the Most High. All right, but the Most High is going to make this devil fall. All right, let me get Isaiah 14 real quick. Because that's what Esau wants to do. Esau wants to be like the Most High, man. Esau wants to be like the Most High. Isaiah 14 and 13. For thou hast said in thy heart, and that's Esau's mind, right? I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. That's how proud Esau is. That's how proud the so-called white man is. Verse 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. He's trying to be like the Most High, having cameras everywhere, having his helicopters, okay, and very soon he's gonna bring out the microchip, man. You know, first it was his vaccine. Now this vaccine is gonna lead to him microchipping people, man. You know, and all people are foolish because they don't read the news, man. They just listen to what anyone says. They don't read. You see, they say if you want to hide something from a so-called black person, hide it inside a book, you see, because our people don't read. But anyways, let me continue the article. It says, we need law reformed bodies. They said they need law reformed bodies. You see, because they're trying to mimic their own. Because the only people that are going to be given the law with like a new body, is the Israelites. But they're trying to use this digital way of trying to be gods, which is impossible. The only way you can be a god is if you're an Israelite, beginning with the elect. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 53. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. You see? So who's going to put on incorruption? The men of the Lord, man. The elect. They're going to put on incorruption. You see? Say, we need law reformed bodies. You ain't going to get no law reformed bodies. That new covenant is for Jacob, man. It's not for you heathens. That's why, that law, if you read Hebrews chapter 8, verse 8 and 10, Hebrews 8 and 10, and this is the new covenant, by the way. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws, you see, I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. So you see, the law, statutes, and commandments is going to be put in our mind, man. And if it's in our mind, we ain't going to be able to sin. You see? But these devils, they said we need law reformed bodies. And that's talking about the laws of this world, this wicked system. Policy makers and academics to be scrutinizing these technological advances rather than waiting for problems to emerge. So this is where it's going. Dr. Keon Adi, the Law Society Director of Strategy, said, the debate on whether and how we should make our brains ready to be unplugged into technological devices must begin today, you see? And I bet you this is an Edomite. Let me check this guy out real quick. This is the guy right here. So, oh, shit, man. Satan really trying to mess around today. Just bear with me, man, because there's a lot of things happening, man. So let me go back. Shit. Let me Google this guy real quick. Yep. He's lost. See, because these heathen nations, they're all in it together, man. He's the devil too. Going back to the point. Where is it? Let me just flip it this way. Let's see. Alan McCain, Professor, University. Let me go down again. He added that implanting chips raises ethical questions. Any such fusion poses interest and complex ethical and legal issues. It says the only question is whether the processing and storage is in our boys or outside our boy. So, hey, he really wants to do this now. We know the consequence for those that take the chip. The Most High said that anyone that takes that chip will be destroyed. The Most High says anyone that puts that chip in their body is going to be destroyed, man. People don't understand how serious this thing is, man. Anyways, let's read. This is Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead. What's the mark? The microchip in the brain or in his hand. That's the chip inside the hand. Verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. You see that? So, the Lord said that it's like the Lord's angel said anyone that takes this chip will be destroyed in fire and brimstone. And what's the fire and brimstone? The nuclear missiles, man. So that shows you right there that we're living at that time. It's gonna get real, man. But anyways, call Loyim Layabashim Mashek Shai. So